Good evening and welcome to this Sunday night show live here on Facebook and YouTube.
Welcome, everybody. I'm back.
Oh, he's got his voice back.
I've got my voice back, finally. I took my menthol sweets and had me over non-branded sweets, and now I'm fine.
But what it really means is actually just put his microphone out.
Yes. The laptop that I had before, I sent it back because the drivers weren't working for it. So got myself a new laptop and it's working, as you can see.
Oh, excellent.
Excellent. It's a fancy new one, so I thought I'd get one for doing this kind of work on. So yeah. We're all ready to rock and roll on this side.
Yeah. I'm not as tired as I was on Thursday, so
yeah, I'm the same as well. Slept in this morning till 11 o'clock.
Again, I haven't done that for about 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say you've got a toddler, so
7 o'clock's a line to me.
Yeah, I was going to say you and your partner can't afford the privilege of having a sleep in.
No, not for 10 years or so.
No, at least maybe for the rest of your life. You never know. Yeah. Well, anyway, so how's everyone been anyway? Wonder if anyone will post up in the comments. Get yourselves on the comments. And if you're watching on YouTube for the first time, welcome from me, Paul and Michael there. Mr. D.
Any comments from YouTube, or also we can get on the screen. For example, any comments will probably look like that on there.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's like a sample.
Yep.
So if you send us a message on here during the live feed, you can just pop it on the screen. We'll answer it and pop it up.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit to come with today. A lot to do with the lake effect snow over in Northern America, in New York and around Michigan and that area, around the Great Lakes, mostly around Lake Erie. I've got some bits and bobs on that.
A little bit of snow fell, a bit slushy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
We've had more snow there than what we've had in the last 10 years here. Easily.
Yeah, I think they've had more there than we had ever in the the December to remember. Sorry.
Yeah. Shall we crack on with that?
Yeah, sure.
If you'll go to your screen share.
I can indeed. Let's go to. Oh, it says screen sharing tips. It's because I haven't used this before. Right, share screen.
Yes.
Go to the tabs, and we will go to. Let me just see where I'm at. We will go here. So hopefully this tab should be. There we go.
Oh, yeah, you're on full screen.
So brilliant. So I'm just waiting for all this to load in. So it says there are millions under snow alerts as the storm hits western New York. So that's New York State, not the actual city of New York. There you go. Look, totals up to 50 inches south of Buffalo, which is in New York State. Heavy snow will drift north into the city Friday night. Obviously, this is now Sunday. So it says here's some totals. Snow totals have reached 54 inches in Orchard Park, which is located 15 miles south of downtown Buffalo, according to latest snowfall report. Sorry.
Just to let people know, if you don't know your inches, 54 inches is at 4 feet 6 inches.
There you go. So about the average size of. Just trying to think. So I'm just trying to think of an age. About a teenager, I'd say. Around about the average size of a teenager. Something around that area. So that gives you an idea of how much snow fell. Yeah. So most 3 locations have met or exceeded 4 foot of snow. So the average person, it'd be over waist height. I'm going to show you some of Reed Timmer's TikToks that he's done. They come up on my account earlier today, and I shared one on the Weather Fans page, but he's got more. So anyway, this is from from Friday. Persistent snow band will continue to produce snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour through the evening. Later tonight, the band will lift north into downtown Buffalo, bringing heavy snow. National Weather Centre forecasters, NWS forecasters in Buffalo are calling for an additional 20 inches of snow in the city. That's nearly 2 foot between the hours of 7 p.m. on Friday and 7 p.m. on Monday. So I don't think it's over yet. That's just a little snapshot of downtown Buffalo. It says here, I'll just go over there. So up to 4 foot of snow has fell in northern New York on Friday, accompanied by very cold temperatures. 2 Erie County residents died after suffering cardiac events related to shoveling or blowing snow, which is going to be hard work moving 4 foot of snow. She's chest height on me. It'd be just below chest, like that rib cage on me. I mean, you've seen me.
We're struggling in this country to shift snow. That's probably about ankle deep. So
we struggle on the roads when it's like a millimetre. And this is a country
slush, and that's it.
This is a country here that's well used to looking, getting rid of snow. It's used to these cold events, whereas we're more of a temperate climate, so we're not as used to it. But when we do, we're scared. Anyway, 6 million people in the 5 Great Lakes states from Wisconsin to New York were under snow alerts on Friday. Lake effect snow will continue through Sunday in areas downwind of the Great Lakes, according to the National Weather Service. Oh, here we go. Click here for more posts. So these are all from CNN. So credit to CNN with these. I'm just waiting for this to load in. Why is it not letting me? I don't know. Stop it.
Have you clicked it?
I know. It's just playing up. Even by Western New York standards, Friday's snowstorm was colossal, bringing eye-level accumulations to totals.
Can I just say, we're still on the same screen as before. Let's open up a new tab.
Oh, was it? Sorry, I do apologise.
That's all right.
That's a bit silly. Right, so if I go to... I'll share this tab instead. There we go. Are we on this new tab now? Where it's saying...
It's got... There we are. It's swapped over.
Brilliant. I know what to do now. Hey. So even by Western New York standards, Friday's snowstorm was colossal, bringing high-level accumulation totals to some areas and prompting officials to tell many more people who are used to driving in bad weather to stay off the roads. That's saying something. I can say that our deputies have been absolutely inundated with calls for service as it pertains to disabled motor vehicles and stranded motorists. Erie County Under Sheriff William J. Cooley said at a news conference on Friday night, as heavy, wet snow continued to fall. We implore the residents to just please obey the travel ban. You just become part of the problem very quickly when you're out there on the streets. Snowfall totals reached 5 feet in at least 2 locations. Orchard Park, where the Buffalo Bills were scheduled to play their now relocated NFL game on Sunday, had snowfall of up to 66 inches on Friday evening.
Which is 5 foot 8 inches.
There we go. Michael's already on it. Blasdell, which is 8 miles from Buffalo, recorded 65 inches as of 8:30 on Friday. It has contributed to 2 deaths, as I mentioned in the previous one. Buffalo's highest 3-day total is 56.1 inches, which occurred in December 2001, according to CNN meteorologist Brandon Miller. One area is reported almost 20 inches as of Friday morning. These areas where snow is falling fast can be very dangerous, blah, blah, blah. Fortunately, most of metro area, Buffalo is in good shape. South Buffalo has gotten hit very hard. And there's a picture of the stadium, which is under several feet of snow.
Blimey.
So we will go.
One thing about it is when all the snow melts, how much is going to flood, really?
Yeah, because I believe it's so many inches equals an inch of rain or something, or like 10 millimeters of rain. I think is about 3 foot of snow or something like that. So this is epic amounts of snow. From there,
So imagine if we had about that much snow in this country. Blimey.
yeah. Right, I'm just going to go to Reed Timmer's TikTok account. So I'm going to share to that tab. There we go. TikTok. So there's the Buffalo Bills Stadium, blanketed in 70 inches of snow, apparently.
77 inches. Let's have a look.
77. Yeah, 77 inches, yeah. Lake Effect Band should sag back south this evening. Bills game moved to Detroit tomorrow. So that was that one. Look at that.
77 inches is 6'5".
That's the same height as me. Right, this is one where he's in the snow. We may get some sound.
We're already deep here in Hamburg, New York. 3, 4, 5 inch per hour snowfall rates continue right in the core of this dominant
comment on the left hand, on the right hand side.
Definitely had round after round of thunder snow so far this morning, but cars are absolutely getting buried out here across Hamburg. I have pivoted to on-foot coverage because that's the only option out here. You just can't risk getting out on a vehicle and blocking a road or becoming a liability. But look at that. We're already thigh deep and not even close to halfway through this storm. We're already thigh deep here in Hamburg, New York.
Sorry, I was trying to turn that off then, but did you read the comment on the right-hand side?
So what I did then, because it was echoing, I turned both our mics off so
you could pump it through, yeah. There was a comment on the right-hand side. If you just knock off the mics again and look on the right-hand side and look what the commenter says.
Once the video stops,
we're already thigh deep here in Hamburg, New York. 3, 4, 5 inch per hour snowfall rates continue right in the core of this dominant lake effect snow band that's coming off Lake Erie. Definitely had round after round of thunder snow so far this morning, but cars are absolutely getting buried out here across Hamburg. I have pivoted to on-foot coverage because that's the only option out here. You just can't risk getting out on a vehicle and blocking a road or becoming a liability. But look at that. We're already thigh deep and not even close to halfway through this storm. We're already thigh deep here in Hamburg, New York. We're already thigh deep here.
The comment on the right-hand side.
Tell me how you're back on. Yeah.
Yeah,
if it did happen in the UK, just the end of the world, yeah.
So that's some of Reed Timmer's stuff. So there's another one there, 50 inches. I saw that one. And then there's that one and that one. So they're just some of his, what they call it, some of his TikTok account, obviously. I've got one, but it's not weather related. We've got our Weather Fans account and stuff like that. Actually, I'm going to go to the Weather Fans page. Here we go. Share this tab. This is easy now. This is so much easier. I can just flick between each one.
Okay.
So now we are, I'm just going to see how far we are with people. We are 1,464 members into Weather Fans now. So if you are watching on YouTube and you're not a member of the group, please do join up. Let's get this total up to at least 1,500 by Christmas. At least, you know. I can remember the days when we were just hovering over that 900 mark and we were waiting to go over. Just dragged.
The thing is, nothing's really happened in the last month or two to bring people in.
No, unfortunately, no. It's just been very Groundhog Day with the weather. So we will go to the media.
It's rinse and repeat at the moment.
It is. As you can see, some good, lovely pictures there of the sky. Obviously, and then these weather forecasts as well. I did ask Chaz to do some updates on the other day while I was busy. So he did them brilliantly. Thank you, Chaz, for that. And he says if we ever need him to jump in again, he's more than welcome. He's more than willing to do so. So thank you very much for your help there, Chaz, during the week. You've been a great help, mate. On that note, I'm going to bump over to the weather warnings, and we have one for ice, which is around
Ooh.
Aberdeenshire, around the areas that were actually flooded during Friday. And these, as you can see here, let me just find my thing. Let's go down. There we go. So icy stretches forming. Actually, I'll start from the beginning. So the ice warning runs from 8 o'clock this evening, which is 2000 hours, through to 0930 hours tomorrow, which is 9:30 a.m. Icy stretches forming along some fog and freezing fog, leading to some difficult driving conditions. So this might get upgraded to also a fog warning as well, should they happen. Expect injuries, probably some untreated paths, pavements and cycle paths. Further details: a much drier and colder night than of late, with a frost developing quite widely over Scotland and ice likely to form on untreated surfaces. The northeast of Scotland will see the greatest ice risk, where surfaces are still wet from recent rain and runoff from fields and high ground. Fog or freezing fog patches are likely to form overnight, which will add to the difficult driving conditions. And that is quite likely with a moderate impact on the matrix. And there's the areas that are going to be affected. So you've got Angus, Perth and Kinross, Aberdeen, Aberdeenshire and Moray and the Highlands. So I'm going to come off this, go back. We've also got a wind warning, I believe. Go to here. Yep, we've got 3 warnings. So there's the ice warning I've just shown you. There's also a rain warning over the south of Northern Ireland, so around the borders, probably County Armagh, these areas. I'll show you in a minute. So heavy rain likely to cause disruption to travel during Monday from 0600 to the end of the day tomorrow. What do further details? Let's have a look at the further details. A band of rain will become slow moving across parts of Northern Ireland during Monday. There remains some uncertainty as to where this will happen, but many places within the warning area will have 15 to 25 millimetres of rain, with a few places in the south, especially over the hills, having 40 to 50 millimetres. So once again, quite likely with a moderate impact with this rain warning. So that's from 6 a.m. through to the end of day tomorrow. And we have a wind warning in the southwest and the south of Wales, Island.
Must be murder. I have to wait to shift that across.
I think I need to go put my reading glasses on. Hang on. It says a small chance of very strong winds on Monday, causing disruption to travel and utilities. So that's probably down to power lines, bridges. Probably the Severn Bridge might have a speed restriction on it. Also, the Tamar Bridge as well, going around Plymouth. I'm trying to think of any other ones that are in that area. Probably the M4 as well may have a speed restriction on it. Because you can see just here, there's the M4 there. And you've got the M5 here. We'll have a look in a minute. And I believe the wind is coming from the south, so with a low pressure. So we'll have a look at that shortly. As you can see there, slight damage to buildings, tiles blown off roofs, longer journey times due to restrictions, small chance that some roads or bridges may close, slight chance that power cuts may occur, and also a small chance of debris, large waves and or beach material being thrown on the seafronts, coastal roads and properties. Let's go into the further details, shall we? And it says a complex area of low pressure is expected to develop to the southwest of the UK on Sunday night, with the potential for a very small area of very strong winds to affect parts of southwest England and possibly South Wales during Monday. There is a lot of uncertainty in both the locations affected and the strength of the wind, but there is a small chance of gusts of 70 to 80 mile an hour affecting coastal areas and 55 to 65 inland within the warning area. The winds will ease from the west into the early evening. And this one has a quite moderate, there we go, look, this warning has a low likelihood but a medium impact. So if this was to pull off, it'd have some significance to it. Don't think it'll be in the area where it'll be named a storm or anything. But these are
That's
the
at this
areas.
stage, I don't see it happening.
No, it's only a small scale low pressure that's going to affect them parts. So these are the areas. So Cornwall, Devon, the Isles of Scilly, North Somerset, Plymouth, Somerset, and Torbay. In Wales, you've got Bridgend, Caerphilly, Cardiff, Carmarthenshire, Monmouthshire, Neath and Port Talbot, Newport, Pembrokeshire, the Rhondda Valley, Swansea, and the Vale of Glamorgan, all in that warning area. It says we are experiencing issues. These maybe out of date. They're not out of date. Don't worry about that. These are quite in date. Right, I'm going to go into the wider picture now, and then after this, I'll pass it back to Michael to do the UK weather.
Not quite. It'll be the snow and ice forecast.
Yes, we're going to come to that. Yes, so this is the wider picture. As you can see, there's a low.
Is that the GFS or is that the?
It is a GFS, yes. So as you can see here, this is the low that's going to affect that yellow warning area over here for tomorrow. Let me just move this cursor out of the way. So as you can see there, just moves up the side of Ireland, but then there's another, there might be a weather front attached to this here. There's a little bit of a kink here in the Bay of Biscay that's causing the isobars to tighten up. So that moves through. This is for 12 o'clock tomorrow. So yeah, that moves through quite smartly by the look on it. But then another low seems to come up on there, which we will see when we get into the UK weather forecast. Then all eyes out here to this low pressure here. This is pretty much stable where it is now. This is Ozai, and the lows are just coming over the top of that. So this is for 6 o'clock on Tuesday, 6 o'clock in the morning, that is. So that low pressure is kind of dumbbelling around us. So you've got the low there and a low here, and this next low ready to come in. Let's see what Tuesday, let's see what Tuesday brings. Looks like showers, possible heavy showers with that low pressure there. We are at 1800 hours, sorry. That all clears. Could be a clear night, possibly with a little ridge of high pressure there. Could be a frosty night, but we'll see. Anyway, so that low then joins up with the low that was up here in between Iceland and Greenland. And that then moves in for Wednesday. This is Wednesday, 12 o'clock. You can see there, plenty of showers, possible longer spells of rain over the UK and coming into Ireland. And we'll move forward to 1800 on Wednesday. So showers still in the west. Very strong winds. I would say 40 to 50 mile an hour. Would you say that as well, Michael? I'd say 40 to 50 easily.
Yes. Well, no. Yeah, I would say about 40 to 50, maybe 60 on exposed coasts.
Yeah, so we've got these colder lines here that are just lurking below us. 5 to 8 lines over here, so we don't have to worry about that at the moment, and up here. So it'll be more average temperatures, but strong winds, so it'll take the edge off. Probably 8, 9, 10 degrees, something like that. This is Thursday, so more showers. Looks more like a little bit of a better day on Thursday than it was on Wednesday. Maybe western showers, maybe some into the channel as well. As that moves, this is at midnight on Friday. rain right across the country, possible strong winds as well into the west. And move that forward. We've got another low pressure there, just waiting in the wings, just developing on the jet. Go back to that one, see where that originates from. So that originates just off Florida, Panhandle. And then we'll move it forward. Let's see what this one brings us. So this one will be quite a potent low by the look of it. It's got wound itself up well.
That's bringing plenty of warm out from the tropics.
It is, yeah. You can see it on this front edge here. The red line's 552 down to 564 here. So that'll be bringing in more double-digit temperatures as it pushes itself in. It's a typical winter low here. Got a really low gradient here, look. 100, maybe 120 mile an hour winds, I would imagine, on the back of that. But we'll see where that goes. It seems to take over the low that's moved out through Wednesday. So this one seems to set up station between Iceland and Greenland. So we'll go back to Friday. So Friday, showers in the west, possibly heavier ones making it over into the east. That's at 1800. So this is midnight on Saturday. So 6 days from now. And that low seems to fragment as it moves in, but the low itself stays out to the west. Could be maybe again 40, 50 mile an hour winds, but dragging up a good fetch southwesterly there. Whether that verifies, could get into double digits, maybe teens in the south, probably 10 to 12 in the north. So yeah, it's worth. The weather's more mobile this week again.
Much the same, really, isn't it?
More the same. So looking at that, right, I'm going to pass it back to you, Michael. Stop sharing. It's my bit done for the day.
Are you able to bring up the ECMWF, but the European side to it? Because I've seen reports of a very deep, high pressure.
Yes.
I don't know if you're able to bring that up, and I'll show that right at the end.
Yep. I'm going to move over to Europe anyway. So.
Yep. What we're looking at now is the North American snow and ice, the latest coverings. So where my arrow is here, these are the two just cause all this lake effect snow. I've been seeing the last few days how it's all gone white in this area where we've got this persistent lake effect snow. So obviously we've got cold air going across these warm lakes, which is causing all this snow across these states here, but forming in bands due to the wind direction. Let's go back onto our side of the world to have a look at the latest snow and ice. So there's the last 7 days. We begin to see snow coming into Eastern Europe now, into the likes of Ukraine and Poland and parts of northern Scandinavia as well. So we can see that extending out from Russia into Eastern Europe. I'll close that and show that the 30-day, we'll be able to see how much of that snow has been increasing in the last month, really. So it's been pushing further and further west from Siberia, now into the far east of Europe. All down to high pressure, which is situated over Scandi at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Right, I've had to push this ECM more into Asia to get the thing up that you was on about.
Yeah.
That we saw earlier.
Oops. Let's go back to what I was doing there. I'm just going to stop sharing just for a second while I will. Let me just come off this a second. There I am. If you want to bring up that ECMWM, I'll sure bring up the next charts.
Yeah, sure. ECMWF model.
The ECM was showing an incredible deep area of high pressure.
It was indeed. And there it is. 1066 millibars, but it strengthens even more. So I'll go back to Thursday. So we've got it 1036, 1037 here across Russia. And I'll move that forward a few hours. So it's Friday, starting to build 1038, 1039. Then we start building it 1041. I mean, that's good even for our standards. I think last winter we had a 1043 millibar high when we had that anticyclonic gloom around Christmas. So I could imagine how cold it's going to be under there. 1050 here, look over the Baltic, over the Arctic. And that starts to move down, that does. So we'll move that. 1057, 58, 59, 60. This is by Monday next week. Whether it'll verify is a different matter. So 1060, 61, 62, 63, 66. Says 1064 right there. So this is over. It's hard to tell because there's so much gradient here across.
I'm guessing that will be the.
Looks like it's Kyrgyzstan. That does. If I'm thinking right, that's over Kyrgyzstan.
I'm thinking that's over the Himalayas, isn't it?
Yeah, it'll be over the Urals or somewhere like that. The Himalayas are more down here, mate. You see where these tight gradients are?
Yes.
That's India down here. So this is Kyrgyzstan, I believe. Please do correct me if I am wrong in the comments. 1068. I mean, the cold weather is well entrenched. 105492 there, so that'll be 48. Let's have a look, see if I can see it. 48 something anyway. Let's go down in 6 gradients. That'll be 486. So it'll be severely cold. 1071 to and that's at the end of the run. 1072 over coming into the Himalayas.
That is one heck of a high pressure.
You can see
does it even come close to the record? I think the record highest pressure recorded below 700 feet or 700 meters is 1081.8, I think it is, from what I remember seeing earlier on today.
I mean, Siberian highs are well known for being extremely strong. I want to see if I can change this over to the temperatures. There we go. Dynamics, lower dynamics. We'll go to the 850 for this. So I don't know what that is on the right hand side. So that'll be probably the dam on this side. So at that time there, look, there's the 1072 millibar high, probably centered there. And it's plenty of wind coming around there on the east and around. Hang on, no, what am I doing? It's going around that way. I'm just looking at the. Yeah. I'm not looking at the stalk. I'm looking at the other one. So they are quite strong winds as well. So that'll be really, really cold. Let's have a look. See if I can pull up any more. 700 mean sea level and temperatures. So there's a better look at it. I don't understand.
That's in Fahrenheit.
That's in Fahrenheit, is it? Sorry, yeah. So,
yeah.
All right. So these temperatures here, obviously, got to be in the zeros over here, but well in here.
Well, into zeros.
White. So 0. So it'll be minus 12. No, it's lower than that. It's about minus 20 odd in Celsius. I'm not going to do a quick calculation, don't worry. But yeah, that's the thing we were talking about. So if we look at the uppers, 500 height anomaly, and this will give us an idea of what the weather's more like. So yeah, you can see the cold coming in there. Look, but there's more warmer weather there. So that could lead to some SSW possibly, who knows? It's a very tight gradient, and obviously there's the thing coming. So yeah, I'll pass that back to you, Michael. And
I'm going to, because of the time wise, I'll go straight onto the fact charts from the good old Met office.
Yay.
So back home, we've got low pressure approaching from the southwest there. The showers, which was caused today, was caused by this trough here as I've moved eastwards.
Yeah, I got caught under that earlier. It was horrible.
I had a lovely rainbow behind. Well, I could see half a rainbow from the weather window this afternoon.
Was it the rain or was it the bow part?
I think just the bow part.
It was the end.
See the end of it.
Yeah, it was the end.
As we head into,
go on.
Sorry. As we head into tomorrow, we've got this a low pressure developing just to our southwest, bringing up all these weather fronts coming up. So it's going to be quite a wet day for some. That'll add more to the rainfall totals, which is turned to be very wet, quite a wet November, really. But we do need the rain to fill up the reservoirs after the long, dry summer we had. As we head into midnight into Tuesday, with low pressure slap bang over the top with weather fronts around. Then midnight into Wednesday, we've got more showers or longer spells of rain coming through the country with low pressure out in the Atlantic, bringing up more weather fronts, which will bring in more showers. And into Thursday, you guessed it, another area of low pressure coming towards the northwest, bringing another band of rain through the country. Let's have a look at the GFS charts. I'll go straight onto the 850 charts and see level pressure charts, see how cold or warm the air is. We've got cold air just sat up the other side of the North Sea there, just over something Scandinavia. So any of those showers going to Scandi will probably want to turn to sleet or snow. But we've got relatively milder air coming in from the southwest in the next few days, with cold air just sitting to our north at this stage. We've got another warmish section coming through during Tuesday into Wednesday, and another one through Thursday as we've got low pressure sitting towards our northwest. That low that we mentioned coming from Florida which is here, which will interact with the jet stream, will intensify, which will then interact with another low in the northwest Atlantic. So plenty of strong winds there. We're under a long fetch southwesterly from the Azores, so we're pumping up more relatively mild air, which will probably lift temperatures to the mid-teens, I would suspect. Cold air, not anywhere near the UK at this stage as we're heading into next Monday. Obviously, this is subject to change as we're going to the long range. And even through to next week, we're looking at a long fetch again, southwesterly wind. So at this stage, looking through into start of December, we're not looking at any cold weather at all. If anything, it could just turn that a little bit milder, which is turn into quite a mild again, November. As we head into Saturday the 3rd of December, on this run, we've got high pressure building up from the south. And if it angles right, we could... No, I was going to say tap into some cold air from the northwest, but no, high pressure centre just to our south will bring up more southwesterly winds and fairly warmish conditions.
Yeah, very strong gradient.
Yeah, but then again, that cold air is trying to come in from the north.
You see the low go down through the North Sea. That usually would drag down a northerly for us.
Yes, I've just spotted that. So it comes up towards Scotland, then more dives down the North Sea, actually, looking at this.
Usually when that happens, we usually get an direct northerly. Well, it doesn't seem
what happens there, because we've got that low pressure sat out to the Atlantic, so it's almost like a battleground just here, right across the UK.
Yeah.
So is that going to push south, or is the warmer air going to win? For to battleground there. It's all to play for at the end of this run.
It is.
So it'll be a
Just
huge
knocking on the door.
north-south split. Let's bring up the temperatures, actually, because that'll be interesting. Because we'll probably get temperatures barely above freezing in northern Scotland, but maybe 11s, 12s, 13s easily in the south.
Yeah.
So let's bring up the temperatures quickly. Maximum temperatures. So risk of possibly a frost tonight for more central eastern areas before that rain moves in from the southwest. So we're looking at low digits across, more or less across the board, 3s, 4s, some frost in sheltered parts.
Yeah.
Then we begin to see the temperatures rise up in the southwest up to double figures as that rain starts to push in from the southwest. Tomorrow we're looking at temperatures 7s, 8s, 9s, probably touching double figures across parts of the south. Tuesday we're looking at 7, 8s, so more or less what it should be for this time of year, really. Then Wednesday, perhaps getting to double figures for some areas, but only just, perhaps 10, maybe 11 degrees. Thursday, we're looking again 10, 11 degrees, so perhaps a degree or two higher than what we're getting the next few days. And again, we're looking around about average temperatures for Friday at this stage. Same again for Saturday, not much change there. Then obviously getting some more milder air coming through, possibly for next weekend. Temperatures up to 12, 13 degrees, maybe 14 down the far southwest. We're not seeing much frost showing up on these charts now.
No.
As we're looking at more southwesterly.
Yeah.
So again, double figures for many areas away from the north. 10s, 11s again as we're heading into next week. Then we might be able to start seeing this temperature difference coming up towards the end of this chart. So looking at now, Saturday the 3rd of December, obviously it's subject to change as we're heading into the unreliable time frame.
See that warm air starting to move in ahead of that cold.
Yeah.
What we saw on the 850.
So we've got 12, 13, maybe 14 degrees for parts of England and Wales. We start to see the temperature get cooler or colder in the north of Scotland at single figures.
Yep.
Then we start to see this north-south divide as we head into Monday the 12th. Sorry, Monday the 5th of December. We've got very mild air to our south across much of England and Wales with temperatures 12, 13 degrees. Across the north, we're looking at 2s, 3s, 4s at tops. Actually, one thing I will have a look at right at the end of this chart is, if I can get it on there, is the potential snow.
Yes.
Then we'll probably leave it as that now because of the time. No, wrong one. Not snow depth.
That's snow depth. There we go.
So what we'll be expecting to see is probably greens and pinks to turn up towards north of Scotland and maybe as far south as the Pennines. So let's see what happens on this. So there's that boundary across northern England, southern Scotland.
Probably anywhere above 300 metres, I would say, would be in for some snow. Yeah, down
the Pennines.
Down into the Lancashire Pennines. Yeah, you'd be looking around about 400 or 500 metres above sea level. I'm just trying to have a dabble on that one. But yeah, I would say anywhere roughly above 400 metres would get some snow if this was to pull off. And then all this pool of cold air further to the north would obviously bring in the heights lower. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and bring it to you.
It seems to play for towards the end of that run with warm air to the south and colder air to the north.
It does. Right,
and head off because I'm a Celebrity's just about to come on.
Yeah.
I think at finishes next Sunday, I believe. So.
Oh well, I'm going to go watch Top Gear because that's just finished. So I watched on the BBC iPlayer. Other content creators are available. So yes, we will see you on Thursday at 8:15. All being
Thank
well.
you all for joining us, and we shall see you Thursday. So it's good night from him.
And it's good night from him.
Goodbye,
Night, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.